Oh shit, dude. What the fuck? Dustin Hill in the motherfucking building.
Oh my god, what a great intro.
I need fucking air horns.
Yeah. Yes. You need to get that.
You should walk around like, you know how people should have like theme songs? You need like when you enter the room, like foghorn explosion. No? Okay, fuck that.
Yeah.
Why? I think everybody
legendary.
deserves that.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that I want to put behind the bar buttons so that the bartender can hit foghorns and explosions?
Dude, you have the best ideas.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Dude, that's an amazing idea. Are you kidding me?
Could you imagine if the bartender could be like, "Bwah, bwah, bwah, bwah."
Dude, when shit pops off in
Right,
here,
right,
good or bad,
right.
Yeah, bro.
We can have your voice being like, "Boolah, bitch." That would be so dope. It wouldn't be that hard to do.
dude, no, you can get things on Amazon that are very easy, very, very fast.
My wife's gonna be so mad you told me this. What's the little thing called that's like a standalone computer it's like a marshmallow or hold on, let me ask Ellie.
Oh, shit.
Computer called that you can program to do different things? What? No, it's just like a little box and you can set it up for algorithms and shit. What's another word for it? What? No. Anyway, Ellie doesn't know what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah, it's okay.
So there's this little mini computer you can get that's not like a full operating system, and you can set it up to do different shit, super
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
We can put that behind the bar, wire it into the speakers, have a couple pads. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Be
100%.
smart, right?
Yeah, if I still worked here, that would be amazing.
You would
for
use
me,
that regularly.
all day.
You don't
all
work here
day.
anymore.
No, it's
I
fucked.
drove you crazy.
No, I love you guys.
I abandoned you.
No, I abandoned you.
No,
dude.
you didn't.
Working
Okay.
for you guys was the best thing ever.
Thanks,
seriously.
dude. Well,
Yeah.
you helped push us to the next level, man. And so yeah,
bro.
let's dive in. So I think before we do the whole "Who are you?" and "What
Yeah.
do you do?" thing, let's start with how we know each other.
Okay.
I'll do my perspective.
Okay, yeah.
And then you can do yours.
Okay.
All right. So we opened the bar, right? And I think we were in our first week, maybe
Yeah.
our first few days, and you guys came through the door.
Was it that soon?
It felt like you guys were here
Yeah.
early on.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I imagine that as you were walking up to the place, you were thinking like, well, let's see what these motherfuckers are about. And then you sat down at the bar, and then we instantly fell in love,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm right about all that, right?
Yeah,
That you were
absolutely.
like, let's see what these motherfuckers are doing.
No, not that part. That part is, I've heard you tell me about this before, how you guys were maybe like, oh, what the fuck are these, pause people checking it out, whatever. But that was definitely not the vibe.
Well, knowing you and Sabrina now,
Yeah, obviously. But
I can
I
see
don't.
that that's not who you guys are.
Yeah, but I get the assumption. I mean, why wouldn't you think that?
Right,
you know?
like, oh, let's see who these people think they are and
Yeah,
whatnot. But I
yeah,
know that you
no.
guys are just supportive people.
Yeah, we love you guys. When we left that day, we were like, dude, they're fucking awesome.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, dude.
The feeling's mutual. I'm
Thanks,
sure there's going to be
bro.
a lot of mutual masturbation during this conversation.
100%. Dude. Yeah.
So, when somebody from another bar comes in, you have a couple different thoughts. One is like, oh shit, let's make sure we're fucking nailing it. Two, are they
Yeah.
here to like try to see some sort of secret sauce? Three, are they here so that they can then say I went there and it sucked? Or four, which honestly was 90, I think all of the experiences we've had with other kava bars is they came just to like see the new spot and then if they liked it, support it. And
Yeah.
we've been very blessed with initially all of our customers were kava bar employees.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's hard to not like you guys and want to come back here. I mean, that's the main reason why you guys are successful is because of you and Danielle, honestly, and Dolce and Priya. But
Thank
seriously,
you, bro.
yeah. But it sucks because that's awesome that most of the people from like other bars and shit that came in here were like super supportive and cool. But there's a lot of sus ass people that go in places just to be a dick.
Yeah.
It's
unfortunate. One of the things I've learned about the community or the industry here in our area is a lot of the bars are splintered from one initial nucleus. They all started together
Yeah.
and then splintered, and now they're at like war with each other.
Yeah.
You know, whereas Danielle and I, we started off as customers, and our whole thing was like, we want to embrace the community.
Yeah.
And we think that, you know, we have our kava tenders wear other bars' shirts
Right.
while they're working. Like, we encourage that.
Yeah.
One, the people who are here, they're already in the building. So, you know, it's not like we need to then advertise that, you know, Hakuna on our shirts.
Right.
You know? And I look at it as like a Harley Davidson t-shirt. You know, you like collect the t-shirts from all the cool spots.
Yeah. That's how it should be thought of. I mean, it's unfortunate that people can't like go to other bars and enjoy it without, like, there's employees at bars that worry when they pull up to other bars that their boss is going to hear that they were there. And it's like, what type of energy is that? It's just very weird to me.
Somebody said it to me, like, if I worked at Fridays, I think it was Josh. Shout out Josh from Taymana too. He's like, if I worked at TGI Fridays, am I supposed to only eat at TGI Fridays?
That's okay. So that's the thing. The only time that mentality applies is in kava bars.
Right.
I mean, even real bars are all lined up right next to each other on the Ave, and everybody makes money, and it's all good. But I think that this space is so, it's like new, and everybody's super hype about it, and like trying to open a bar and this and that. So the people that are in it now, obviously you guys don't feel like this, but I feel like they think they need to, like, be the only ones or be some of the first to ever do it and like really go hard to be successful in it. But I mean, at some point, bars just happened everywhere,
right?
And you know, then it was like, all right, well, clearly we're all still okay, we're all making money, you know, whatever. It's more popular now.
Yeah.
But I feel like everybody now with kava and kratom is just like tripping about being the first and like
the first or the only.
Yeah, the only.
And you know, it's, to me, the way I look at it as is, there's a phrase called a rising tide lifts all boats. You know, and not only that, but in business, when there's more options for the consumer, there's more opportunity to have more consumers.
Yeah.
You know, so the more bars that exist, the more likelihood there's somebody is going to stumble across one, learn about kava and kratom, and then want to go check out the scene.
Yeah. Everybody, like, anybody that comes into any kava bar will go to all the other kava bars. If they like kava or kratom or both, they'll go everywhere. They always do.
Right.
Everybody, like, all the customers that pause, I've seen it every other kava bar.
Yeah,
you know,
because
so
it's nice. Variety's the spice of life.
Yeah,
you know, and I think that should be encouraged.
Yeah,
you know, Danielle right now is downstairs. She's talking to Sabrina, but she's planning a kava crawl. You know, we're putting together a kava crawl. We're gonna get a bus, and everybody's gonna get on the bus, and we're gonna hit like 7 or 8 other kava bars, and to be like an inclusive experience. You know,
yeah, that's the type of shit that needs to be happening, but. You know, also, I think that you and Danielle and like me and Sabrina and people like you guys are a little bit older than us, but you still have the same mentality that we do.
Yeah.
It's not like a lot of the other people in the kava industry are a little bit older and don't. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like younger people are a little bit more inclusive right now than the older crowd. And I think it just is a different like generation, a different thing, like not just pertaining to kava bars, but everything, like in all aspects of life, more accepting of things. So
yeah, it's very true. And you know, I get it as a business owner, right? Because you have your sales, right? And say your sales are, you know, X amount per day.
Yeah.
Your fear is that a group of people might find another kava bar that they enjoy more, and then all that's what's going to happen is that your sales will be less that amount. Which, dude, that is the nature of business.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that happens always with whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter. There's always with energy drinks or this and that, there's always people that switch over to, like, I buy Celsius for like 6 months straight, and then I don't buy it and buy Red Bull for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And that, you know, it's like people buy whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. And also for the people that come in and love your bar and then a new one opens and they go to that one, it's people come in and out, and those people will leave, and four more people will come back in.
That's
exactly
right, dude.
You know, you can't think of it like that, or else you're never gonna get anywhere.
It's so true. And That's why what we talk to our staff about is every customer experience is so important.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of options for people to go to.
Yeah.
And it's like, I worked in tattoo shops for years, and one of the problems in tattoo shops is the artists think they're the coolest thing since sliced bread. And I'm sure people have felt this before when they go into a tattoo shop. It feels like, the tattoo artists are the cool people, and I'm on the outside of that,
Yeah, 100%.
And that can happen, and it happens with bartenders at regular bars.
Yeah.
When a bartender won't even make fucking eye contact with you.
Yeah.
And it happens sometimes in kava bars where the kava tender is like, it gets this ego involved. We tell our team here, like, the coolest person in the room is the customer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so important.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's another thing is like, I think that because it's like such like a niche thing right now, it's like it's growing out of that, it's getting bigger, but I feel like bartenders at bars feel like they have their like core group of like 20 people that go there every day without fail and spend bread and whatever, and like they don't feel like they have to be nice to people. Like they don't feel like they have to greet people when they come in or like smile and be like, yo, what do you need, or here's a menu or whatever. Like they just assume if the person knows you, they'll come up and order what they want and whatever, and otherwise I don't give a fuck. Like that's how they think. I've caught that vibe at multiple places.
Yeah, it's a shame, and it's like, we're trying to lead the way in making sure that people feel welcome. Especially in kava bars. Kava bars are like a social environment for people who are not the most socially prowess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's like where people want to go socialize, but they're not comfortable in an alcohol bar.
Right.
And I've noticed that a lot of the clientele are like, they can blossom and thrive in this atmosphere.
Yeah.
And how
100%.
terrible would you feel if somebody who already feels awkward is already not the most confident?
Yeah.
That you don't make them feel
mad
more
uncomfortable.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, bro. I know. And that's super true. That the people that come into coffee bars, not all people obviously that come into bars, but a lot of them need like extra, like, hey, what's up? Come sit down, like
Yes.
what, talk to them about whatever the fuck, get them comfortable, be like a person to them, not like you're at your job, and that like people will blossom.
Yeah.
Like
And
you said.
I find I take great pride in that, and people leaving here feeling more confident than when they they first walked in.
Yeah, you guys are great at that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you have a very unique perspective on all of this, because
dude.
you're not just a kava bar customer.
Yeah.
So this is a great time for who the fuck are you and what do you do?
Oh God, dude.
Good luck.
Well, I'm Dustin Hill, and I do music. I guess first and foremost, I do music, and then my family owns Paws, so I've been in kava bars I started drinking kratom in like sophomore year of high school. I'm 21. Yeah, 21 now.
So
And-
7.
Yeah, something like that. And I've just been doing that. I was the brewer for Paws, so I brewed all the kratom and kava. And then my girl and I, Sabrina, stopped working at Paws, and we started our own bottled kratom tea business called DST. So that's what we do now.
Yeah.
And you guys were a big help in doing that and getting us like motivated enough to do it, or believe we could actually do it,
Yeah.
So
well, that's
we
dope.
appreciate that.
You guys have seen, if you've watched all the episodes, you've seen DST
Yeah.
on here before. It's a delicious kratom beverage. It's very strong in the best way possible.
Thanks, bro.
And it's lightly carbonated. It's delicious. You guys have kind of a proprietary brew that really sets it apart from other kratom beverages that are
Thanks, dude.
available. And we think it's fantastic. And I
Thank
think
you,
you guys
bro.
are just going to like explode onto the market. The
Thank
beverage
you.
space is a challenging one to get into.
Yeah.
It can be expensive, but you
Yeah.
guys are doing it the right way. You're doing what I like to call crawl, walk, run,
Yeah, 100%.
right? We started here, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Dope.
100%.
Yeah, we started here.
You guys were the first people to ever sell. Like, before we even had a bottle, you were like, well, obviously we'll sell it here.
Right.
And it's like, just couldn't believe it.
And it sells out every time we bring it. We get product in.
Yeah.
Then you guys were able to bring on a gas station over here that's
Yep.
just pumping out product.
Yeah.
And then I think you
Crazy.
guys have had some more people take you on.
Yeah. So we're in shells now. that has
Dope.
been popping off over there.
For those of you who don't know, Shells is a kava bar, I believe, in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, very popular. Has been in the scene for a while. I think they're
They have been, yeah.
connected with maybe the Knock. That's kind of a similar.
Heather and the owner of the Knock are good friends.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, Heather's amazing. I haven't met her husband yet, but they own it together. And yeah, it's super cool there. Great kava, great kratom. They have 3 Dragons and stuff as well. So I like to be like, the mobile sells 3 Dragons also, and it's dope that I love 3 Dragons. Like every time I go to the mobile to drop off, I buy a 3 Dragons tea, and it's just dope that like places like Shells and the mobile and a couple other spots sell multiple different. It's like giving your customer base variety,
Yeah.
and like like your house tea, and then you have these pre-bottled teas, whatever. Like you have your house beer, and then Hyla and Corona and whatever
Yeah,
the fuck,
exactly.
you know. But yeah, I mean, where else? Oh yeah, Pause. We're in all the pauses now.
Yeah.
And they've
Which
been-
how many pauses are there now?
Well, there's Boca, Deerfield, Delray, Lake Worth, and then Positively Vegan.
Which is
It's like a restaurant.
a vegan restaurant / kava bar.
Yeah, my sister and her boyfriend own that. Yeah.
Yeah.
In
That's
Deerfield.
dope, man.
Thanks,
That's
dude.
dope.
Yeah, they're killing it.
You guys are similar. How do I put this? We love how Pause has taken approach to kava bars and making it less of like, opium den,
Yeah.
and more like cozy house.
Yeah.
And it's
Thanks,
kind of a
dude.
more elevated experience.
Yeah, you guys as well. Definitely, it definitely feels different when you walk in here. But my mom is like that's like how she is. She's very, very in tune with like the atmosphere of a place, and decorating it and everything. Like when she got Del Rey, the whole thing was like, this is so cute. It's like a house, And then, she's just really good at. She did all that. That's all my mom.
Yeah.
Pause is literally like Chloe, my sister, and my mom. That's all them.
There's something about a kava bar that has a woman's touch. My wife and
Yeah.
I talk about it all the time. And not just kava bar, a business
Everything.
that has a woman's touch. Your home,
Everything.
right?
Yeah, everything needs a woman's touch.
It's wild, and it's something you don't realize as a young man
Yeah.
until you're lucky enough to have a woman in your life
Right.
who helps like enhance things a bit.
Yeah, it's a game changer. It changes your life.
Makes a house a home, so
yeah,
to
exactly. Exactly.
speak. Yeah.
Like our apartment, like I think I'm pretty good at like, catching the vibe of a place and like decorating it and shit, but like like if I'm standing there with her and she's changing shit, I'll be like, "Oh, well, what about this? What about this?" But if I leave and then come back and she changed shit, I'm like, "This looks amazing."
Right.
Exactly what I would do.
Right.
Like it's just, yeah, 100%. And then the coffee bar, any place that you're walking into, if a girl can or a woman can help, I don't know what it is. They're just better at
Yeah.
that than most men.
They have a vision for cozy
Yeah.
and well designed.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that men can't design a
No,
cool
for
place.
sure.
But why does it feel like everything a man designs is going to be like a man cave?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's exactly what it is,
Right.
honestly. Like there's a few places that are just like owned by 2 guys or whatever, and you can tell like
Yeah.
off the rip, it's just like, ugh.
It's kind of like a boys club.
Yeah. That's just like not a good feeling.
Right.
Nobody wants to be, girls and boys, nobody wants to be in a spot like that.
Yeah. And you honestly want women to feel comfortable in your spot
Yeah.
because guys like to meet women.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, and people, and like you said about people that maybe wouldn't usually go out to an alcohol bar, they like people that are maybe a little bit socially awkward or whatever, but really cool people.
Yes.
They will come to coffee bars and they'll meet girls and stuff like that. And if the coffee bar is like, there's a bunch of them where it's like strictly guys, and like it's not, a girl would not want to go there.
Right.
And it's like, you just, yeah. you
How
need
much
that.
can you grow if you're not bringing in like new guys that some guys like we are trying to find women,
Yeah.
Um,
This dude called Pause one day when I was working.
by the way, Bula, bro.
Oh yeah, Bula.
That's settled a little bit. You got all the good stuff at the bottom there. Okay, so a guy calls pause.
Yeah, bro. This kid called Pause and was like, "Yo, is it busy there?" And I was like, "Yeah. I mean, there's like 12 people here. It's fine. I'm sure it'll get busier tonight." And he was like, oh, like, well, like, are there any, is this like a good place for me to go and meet girls? Like, are there any girls there that I can meet? And I was like, weird thing to like call and ask, bro.
Are you a creep, or
Yeah.
are you just looking to meet women?
Yeah, exactly.
Which I get it. And, you know, listen, that's a big motivator for a lot
Yeah.
of guys. If you're
Right.
going to go out and hang out in a spot, one,
Yeah.
you'd like there to be pretty women to hang around.
Mm-hmm.
Two, maybe meet somebody.
Right.
I think there's an opportunity for an app that shows where available singles are.
That doesn't, it does.
Is that Facebook? Shit. Okay. Mark beat me to it. Zuckerberg.
Mark beat me
Fucker.
to it.
Tinder,
but
but it
Tinder,
doesn't
right?
show where. But maybe that's because you'll have people who are creeps.
Yeah, well, does bro, I've been watching these fucking documentaries on Netflix that are horrid, terrible
About social
creeps,
media. Oh, about creeps.
social media, Tinder, like,
Oh, the Tinder swindler.
well, yeah, that, but there was this one where this girl got like assaulted by this guy, and he had like 5 different accounts on, I don't know what it was, Match.com or something like that, and he used a different email address for each one, and she reported him and gave like 2 letters were wrong in the username she gave, so they just forgot about it. This guy did like a serious thing to this girl, and like she emailed the company, and they were like, all right, well, he's not coming up on the username thing, so there's nothing we can do about it. And then this guy ended up doing it to like 3 other girls, and then they were like, okay, we can delete him off the app or whatever, but the apps aren't liable for anything, no matter what. So like if that girl wanted to go sue the app for not taking him off after her warning them, they're not liable for it.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
man. There's a bunch of fucking weirdos in the world.
Yeah.
And the internet has like brought them out, you know?
Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
Have you
It's
heard of
crazy.
Sebastian Maniscalco, the stand-up comedian?
No.
He talks about the thing about internet bringing out the fucking weirdos in the world. Like, you know, like 20 years ago, these people were in their mother's basement. Like,
Yeah.
"Ah." Anyway, Sebastian Maniscalco is fucking hilarious. And he talks about, you got some weird thing you like to do? Just throw it up in the Google. I like to dress up as a baby. Next thing you know, there's 837 of these people at the Hilton on a Saturday dressed
Oh
up
my
as a baby.
God, bro.
That is Sebastian Maniscalco's material from Aren't You Embarrassed? If you haven't seen it, go fucking watch it. It's hilarious. But it happened to Allegra Miles.
What do you
Where
mean?
she got catfished. She was on The Voice, and she was like doing live videos on her Instagram while she
Yeah.
was on The Voice. And
Yeah.
this guy named Tyler like reached out, and she's like,
Tyler, what a catfish
fucking
name, bro.
Tyler's, man.
Yeah.
I have a friend named Tyler who's awesome, who's actually my producer. Oh, he's working
Oh.
on something sick for me, dude.
Oh yeah, bro.
I got it. I'll show it to you.
Okay, bet.
So she's like, I never respond to these people, but something about it, I responded. For the next 6 months, she builds this relationship with this person named Tyler, who just keeps having these reasons why they can't meet. And now she's 17 at the time, right?
How
so
old is she now?
She's 19 now,
Okay.
and she was on American Idol tonight,
Right.
top 24. We all just voted for her.
Yeah, shout
go
out
Allegra.
Allegra. Shit's
So
dope.
she's so talented.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
You guys should do a song together.
I know we should.
You will.
100%.
Well, it comes to the point where she's like, well, I'm going to California. I'm going to LA to work on music. Tyler's like, well, I'll meet you there. I'll pick you up from the airport. You can stay with me. My cousin lives there. You know, I let's make this happen.
Where
So
did he live? Like, where did he say he
I
lived?
don't know. Florida,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay.
So she flies to LA and then is standing in the airport and nobody shows up.
Wait, so she flew there just on the, like, I'm going to
She
go
was
stay
going
with my...
there to make music and work with a producer during The Voice.
But she didn't get, like, a spot to stay at?
No, she was planning on staying with
Right.
Tyler. She gets there, no Tyler. Now she doesn't want to tell her mom what's happened.
Oh, God.
So she goes and stays at hostels, 17 years old in
What?
California by herself, sleeping at hostels, telling her mom, I'm with Tyler. He's amazing. His family's so nice. Yeah. And then she
Bro.
she ends up like telling him, fuck off. You know, I know you're not real, da 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 da. And then she's like, the only way I'll ever talk to you again is if you tell me the truth. And then Tyler goes radio silent for 3 days and then gets back on and messages her and says, okay, there's something I need to tell you. My name's not Tyler. I don't know what the name was, but I'm a girl and I was afraid to admit who I was. This person had 12 other accounts, one for their mom, one for their best friend, one for their cousin, like all these different accounts online that were communicating with each other. Like, this is a professional catfish and a totally sick fuck.
Yeah, that's terrible. I can't believe that happened to her. That's fucking terrible.
She tells the whole story on the podcast.
For
it's
real?
Insane.
That's nuts. The fact that he, regardless of if you're catfishing somebody or not, to say, yeah, fly, that's like a 5-hour flight to LA, 6-hour flight,
it's fucking,
all the way across the
4,000
country,
miles?
right? And this person says, I'll pick you up from LAX and you can stay at my whoever the fuck spot.
Yeah.
Like, you say that and allow that to be the plan up until the day she fucking lands there, knowing that you're not going to do that at all wherever the fuck you actually are. Like, how can you possibly do that to somebody?
These are mentally ill people
Right.
who the internet is like the Wild West. They can be whoever they want to be, and it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Especially for a young woman.
Yeah, absolutely. Big time, for sure. Also, the internet just has people walking around like they like aren't fucking losers, bro. Like, not to say anybody's a loser. I'm not a negative person, but there's some fucking losers in the world that just suck. Not losers and haven't accomplished shit, but losers and bad person.
Yeah.
And so the internet gives them this like sense of like, I can comment on this and like my opinion is valid because it's written and posted. And it's like when people comment on music or like YouTube, like I never understood. Like, if I saw a music video I didn't like or like a song I didn't like on YouTube, I've never once in my life ever went to the comments and been like, this fucking sucks. You know? I just skip the video or just watch something else, you know? Like, I don't go and say this sucks. Like, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say it. And then if something's super fire, I'm like, yo, this shit's fire.
Right.
But never once have I been like, this shit fucking sucks, fuck you.
Right.
You know?
Well, these are people who have like no self-value and they get value in belittling other people. And like this whole cancel culture thing has kind of like intensified that. There's
Big
like
time,
this mob on the internet. It happened to me where I was really worked up about all the COVID shit and I posted something and on a like a Jupiter Locals type thing about these hydroxyl generators, right?
Yeah.
And this person who I don't know starts saying all this crazy shit about it's people like me who are giving people a false sense of security and I'm killing people because of it. And I said something that I shouldn't have said. You know, they're like, you know, my friend died from COVID. I'm like, well, they should have fucking stayed home. And they didn't or whatever if they were afraid. And then this person then screenshots everything and sends it to my employer.
What?
Yes.
You're the company?
Yes.
You were working for them at the time?
I was working for them. They screenshotted it.
So
and
you
then,
never know who you're fucking with, bro.
Dude,
People are crazy.
This is the MO, though, is get somebody fired.
Yeah, like ruin their real life.
Get them fired, right? So luckily, the people who worked at my company felt the same way as I did and were like, you know, don't talk to fucking morons on the internet and, you know, we don't care. It's all good. But yeah, there's fucking weirdos out there, man.
Yeah, the whole like being willing to fuck up somebody's real life because of something that they said on the internet, like if it's fucked up and you don't agree with it, ignore it. Like don't, you know, I don't post I don't like go posting my opinions or anything unless it's about like
I need to read a page out of your book.
I don't know. It's just there's very few things that are worth it for me I feel are worth it for me to post, other than like promoting my music or whatever. But, yeah, bro, people just have no mercy and it's like if it happened to them, they would be like losing their minds. So fucked up about it. And it's like you don't realize what you're doing. They don't realize the actual like implications it has to do that to somebody. And also, it's like my generation. And I guess what's the generation that's growing up now?
So wait, I'm a millennial. I think you're a millennial too. But then there's Generation Z, Gen Z, which are like, you might be Gen Z.
I think I'm Gen Z. What's the younger people than me?
Fucked.
Yes. Okay, well, that's my
Generation
point.
fucked.
Yes.
I only know about Generation Z. I don't know what comes after Z.
Okay, so that whatever comes after Z and my generation, they like so like for okay, let's just say Michael Jackson, right?
Yep.
So like very controversial person,
Yep.
you know, had that thing where he may or may not have done whatever with those kids,
Yep.
right? Terrible, right? Okay, if that happened, that's terrible. And whatever, but people like especially kids my age will be like if you're playing a Michael Jackson song, they'll be like, you're listening to Michael Jackson? How fucking dare you?
Right.
He
You're a
did-
pedophile.
Right. He did this, this, and this. Okay, so then it's like, at what point do you, if somebody makes amazing art, like R. Kelly, amazing songs, right? He's made some of the biggest songs. Okay? Shitty guy, terrible person.
Yeah.
But at what point are you going to rob yourself of listening to something you like because
Yeah.
of what the person has done? Or and a lot of it's speculation too with a lot of people.
Right.
And they're just canceled and nobody listens to their music and this and that. And it's like you can still you don't know that person as a person. You cannot like that person as a person. But if you like their songs, that's music that they made.
Yeah.
Like has everybody stopped watching Harvey Weinstein movies? Like he made
Dude.
every fucking movie.
So many good movies.
Yeah. So it's like and I'm not saying that they're not terrible people.
Right.
Like 100% disgusting.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is about people my age and a little bit younger that are very, very like hell bent on like
Erasing the past.
yeah,
It seems like it's a concerted effort to delete, like just wipe it off the face of the earth. Now, this is a very controversial stance that you're taking, right?
yeah,
But it is a really like it's quite a debate. You know, somebody like R. Kelly, who we know really was
Right.
kind of a sick fuck,
right,
but the music was fucking like incredible, You
Right.
know, and also odd. Like there's this one song that's like 30 different songs, and it's like the story of Mr. Biggs and stuff.
I don't like R. Kelly's music at all. Actually,
Okay.
He's
There's-
just a legend.
I sang "I Believe I Can Fly" in elementary school, with the chorus and shit. Don't tell anybody.
Dude,
that.
I would love to see a video of
Gosh,
that, bro.
I wish we had like video cameras like we do now, like in my childhood, more specifically like in my parents before I was born. Like how
Yeah.
sick would it be to see them like Saturday Night Fever style, like fucking doing cocaine in fucking the 80s and 70s. Like that would be
yeah, bro.
sick.
There's only pictures.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it, though. That's why it's like it like
It's
lets you wonder.
romanticized.
Yeah,
because
it's,
we
like,
don't-
mystical.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good
Now
point.
it's like everything is on fucking camera and like photos, and it like takes away some of the mystery.
That's a great point. Not only that, it takes away the personal experience.
Right.
Like MGK, and I'm sure he's one of many artists that do this. Like at his shows, like, you know, everybody now at the concert has their
Whole
phone
time.
out recording, and they're watching the show through their phone
Right.
instead of watching the show. And he's
Yeah.
like, put your fucking phone down. We're here together. Let's enjoy this experience together.
Yeah. Yeah, Logic in an interview, he was talking about this one time he was out to eat and this kid came up like in his face with his phone out, like being like, "Oh, it's fucking Logic," like filming him like, "Oh, bro, can we take a picture?" And Logic was like, "No, bro. Put your fucking phone down and come up and reintroduce yourself
Say hello.
like I'm a person."
Yeah.
And then maybe we can take a fucking picture.
Right.
You know, and it's like people don't I don't know. It's just like insensitive in general.
It's this is the new world that we live in.
Right.
You know, like if you have an infant right now, before the infant knows how to talk, it knows how to push buttons
Yeah, bro.
on the cell phone.
Yeah.
It like comes out knowing how to do that shit.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yes.
there's a portion of the population, this generation you're talking about, where they don't know what life is like without this device.
Right.
You know?
Well, it's like I grew up with, no, I guess iPhones weren't really a thing until I was a little bit older, but like now every single, like you can count on most people. I know you don't have an iPhone, but most people, like when you walk into a room or like I remember in school, like if I walk into a classroom, you can count on pretty much everybody in that room having an iPhone.
Yep.
And it's like, that is like, you can access everything on that and do whatever you want with it. And like, it just, yeah, I don't know, bro. It's just people growing up on the internet and always like connected to everybody and always seeing, like, I am a person where if I see things they directly affect my like mental, like the way I feel.
Yeah.
And if I'm scrolling on the internet, there's a lot of the times I see shit I don't want to see.
Like some guys being beheaded by
Yeah,
the
bro.
cartel.
Yeah, it's like,
Or that poor kid falling off the roller coaster.
I don't know about that shit,
It
but
just happened. This
fucked.
16-year-old kid is on one of those sky drop
oh,
rides.
I did hear about this.
Well,
That's
the video went
terrible.
viral.
There's a video of it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the thing. Like, those things will come up on your feed.
Yep.
You like unknowingly scrolling, and they, even if you think it doesn't, it's a subconscious thing. All those images of like shit that you just shouldn't see unless you absolutely are forced to,
Yep.
they affect you, and
It's
they
fucked
like,
me up.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
bro.
sure it's fucked me up because there was a point in time where like World Star Hip Hop would show like beheading videos
Yeah.
and shit, and you see all the terrible things that happen in the world,
right.
and it ruins your like
It's-
outlook on life.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The real like, like when I was young, I was just telling Springer this yesterday. When I was I don't know, like 8 or 9, I did not believe that robbers or burglars were real. I thought that they were just a movie thing. Like I was fully like, nobody will ever come into our house actually, you
Right.
know?
Yep.
And my mom and Chloe had to be like, look, like they are real. Yes,
Yeah.
they're real. Like don't worry about it, but they're real, you know? And it's like, that was like a moment where I was like, oh shit. And then now to like, I don't want to see people dying.
Yeah.
And the internet is full of that,
Yeah.
which is scary. And the fact that people like to watch that or go like seek that out on the internet is scary. And like, I don't want to know like the fucked up shit. There's a lot of evil that I wasn't aware of,
Yeah.
you know? And it's like if you have kids, your kids are going to be growing up in this era, and it's only getting more and more accessible. Like
Yeah.
it's not just the iPhone. Pretty soon there's going to be a bunch of other shit, you know?
Oh, the shit that's in the pipeline is crazy.
Yeah.
But you know, remember when ISIS was like really
Yeah.
like first came out?
Yeah.
On Facebook, there would be these videos of ISIS killing people, and it was like nobody you subscribe to or anything. And it's like, you know, how much of that is fucking intentional because they wanted
Right.
to like incite fear or whatever. You know, the internet's a fucking weird, scary place. The problem is that it's still, well, it's kind of stopping, but it's still like a space where it's like free. You can do what you want.
Yeah.
So there's this weird thing that could happen where it could start being regulated
Right.
and censored, and we're seeing that censorship starting to happen.
Yeah.
And the problem is it starts off with censoring things that are like quote unquote problematic, but then something that doesn't seem problematic today, like disagreeing with who your president is, could become something that's like illegal in the future.
Right. That's the scary part about losing your freedoms in that way.
It's a
you know?
slippery slope.
Yeah, it's already the fact that like on, I guess like for the whole COVID thing, like people post whatever they, you know, if it's like information and they think it's interesting or necessary for other people to know or whatever, and it goes against like what the CDC was saying or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yep.
they would like take it down. And even if it wasn't spreading false information, even if it was
Correct.
just saying like get sunlight and this and that, what, you know, like
Yes.
be natural about it, whatever, and they would like take it down, which is just crazy to me that they can, first of all, that they can like anybody, if they wanted to, they can go in and delete anybody off the internet and
Yeah.
like censor anybody and make sure nobody sees their posts. And then they have these like fact check things that if you click on it, it's like this person doesn't know if it's true or false, but he just said it was false for the fact check.
Yes. The fact check leans one way and usually to the left, which, you know, I think there should be some sort of like fact check or almost like objective breakdown of the information, but
Yeah.
it should be two-sided.
Yeah, and optional. Like you should be able to read it and have it come up and you can read it, and then but don't take the post down, don't
Right.
allow people to like not see it, don't, you know, whatever. It's just like we have like freedom of speech and we're able to say whatever we want, and the internet has like magnified that our freedom of speech. The internet has been so like it magnified it
Yeah.
huge, and now they're doing shit like that, which is like questionable, you know? And yeah, it's a slippery slope. It's going to get worse.
It's weird how a post that if you say you should take vitamin D and eat like healthy.
Yeah.
Will be flagged for COVID misinformation.
Right.
It's like, I'm telling somebody something, COVID or not,
Yeah.
like that's helpful information
Yeah.
and can be beneficial to you,
Yeah.
you know, but it's flagged as potential misinformation.
Right.
Or how information changes very quickly. So, for instance, the source or where this virus came from,
Mm-hmm.
initially, if you said that it came from a lab in China, that was dangerous misinformation.
Yeah.
And you would be taken down off the internet.
Yeah.
Now it's the story that's on the cover of New York
bro.
Times.
Yeah, because people are like, oh, wait, it might have actually came from, you know, it's like, and then they just, you know, not even just with COVID, like a bunch of shit that's happened in the world. Like they go back on their word, say one thing, and I get it. People aren't perfect. You think one thing at first and you say, fuck, I was wrong. And this is the truth now, or this is the truth, you know, at least of what we know of. And that's okay if you just say, hey, I was wrong at first and this is what it is now. But like,
The mainstream media will never do that I was
Right.
wrong thing,
right.
which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
You know, they just will say something new,
Right.
but never
Mm,
say,
exactly.
oh, we misreported on this or
Yeah.
whatever, you
Right.
know?
Right. And it's like not everybody we're all people hearing things and they're people figuring these things out. It's not like, you know, if we can say, "Oh, I was wrong, my bad," like they should be able to do that. And that would make people feel a little bit more comfortable, I think.
A lot of people aren't comfortable saying I was wrong, my
yeah,
bad.
Right, I know.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like it's a strike to your ego, or they're afraid it'll make them less credible. What they don't realize is by saying I was wrong, let me correct myself,
Yeah.
actually gives you more credibility,
Way more, yeah, bro.
you know?
Yeah, it's a stand-up quality to be able to do that and like be happy about it. I know that if I was having a conversation with you yesterday and I said something that was fucked up or whatever, and you were like, you know, didn't say anything, but you were off put by it or whatever, I could tell you were upset about it. There's people that would just walk away from that, right, and not say anything, no matter how good of friends they were, and then it doesn't make me uncomfortable to say, yo, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way, or I said the wrong thing or whatever, or I was just out of pocket, you know? That makes me feel I can walk away from that feeling better.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't do that, I'll just be anxious about
And
it.
lose sleep and shit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a great quality to have. And we need more people with qualities like that. We need people teaching other people about the benefits of doing that. I
Yeah.
feel the same way. Like if I
know.
left a
I know you do.
situation where things were weird or whatever,
Right.
I'll like have so much anxiety about it
Yeah.
overnight, and then I'll be like, all right, let me reach out to this person
Yeah.
and clear the air. You know,
Yeah.
the other day Danielle and I had like a little tiff or whatever, and
Yeah.
we were like giving each other our space while we were working here, and
Right.
I was in a weird mood.
Mhm.
Like I was just like very closed off, and
Right.
you know me in here, usually I greet with like excitement, enthusiasm. Well, one of our customers and dear friends was here that day, and when I
Right.
got home that night, it occurred to me like, oh shit, I hope he didn't feel like, because I was not super excited when I saw
Right,
him, that
right.
it was something personal about him.
Yeah.
So I called him the next day and like explained all of that
Yeah,
to him.
that's super thoughtful.
You know, and he's like, well, first of all, I didn't notice anything, but secondly, thank you for thinking of me. You
Yeah.
know, I think it's important to do.
Yeah, that's a huge thing that people don't do that shit, bro.
So-
And also it's like you work with Danielle, your wife, I work with Sabrina at home, like we're home all day bottling together and shit, and like if we ever argue or anything, if you can get to a point with like your person, your partner, whatever, where you can talk, you know, and like regardless of the disagreement, if you can just talk and not raise your voice
Yeah.
or get so annoyed to the point where you have to walk away or leave,
Yeah.
you know, like if you can just talk it out and at the end of it say, you know, I get where you're coming from, or I see why you were upset. I'm sorry if it made you feel that way, you know, regardless of, you know, who's wrong or right. It's just like I don't know, I guess I have, like when Sabrina and I, we don't ever like fight. We just like, if there's a disagreement or whatever, we talk about it and like figure it out, you know, and it ends in like, we're both sorry that it happened.
Right.
You know, it's not like a fuck you, I'm leaving, and you leave for the night and this and that. It's just like, you
And
know,
then go make terrible decisions.
right.
in
But it's an
haste.
ego thing with people
Right.
that they just, you know, even if you're so blatantly wrong, they have trouble saying that. which is embarrassing. If you're so blatantly wrong and you know that, it would be embarrassing to not say I'm sorry.
I would think so.
You know, but people just like, fuck it, I did it, I got to roll with it.
Yeah. Not only they'll double down, or they're fine with totally severing that relationship.
Right.
You know, and it's like it's that phrase like hurt people.
Yeah.
You know, about that tiff that happened with Danielle and I. This is crazy with social media and shit. So I just made a TikTok for live from Hakuna. I had made it like the day before this happened, right? So first of all, the first day I make the TikTok for live from Hakuna, all I do is tell it that I'm my age range, and I think that I'm a male, right?
Right.
And all the videos I see on that first day are women breastfeeding their children. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God. I'm scrolling and I like see like nipples and Danielle's like, what the fuck was that? I'm like, I don't know. And then I scroll back to it and it's like a woman breastfeeding her child. And then I continue and it's just video after video of women, attractive women breastfeeding their children, like full breast exposed and everything. Like, this is fucking weird. Okay, so
well, sorry, continue.
Okay,
continue.
I've never Googled women breastfeeding or anything like that.
Right.
Okay, I promise.
Yeah. I believe you, yeah.
But I think what it is that it used other information like male, between this age, new to TikTok, something what has grabbed other guys or something, right? It's an algorithm doing that. Well, the next morning, we get in this little argument, right, about something very specific in our marriage.
Okay.
And it goes on for like 10 or 15 minutes, and then we come to work. While I'm scrolling TikTok that day,
oh God,
all of the videos I see are specific to the exact topic that our argument was about.
Like other people talking about that?
Yes. Yes. And the
bro.
only way it could have shown me that, it's not like keywords. Like, it totally analyzed our conversation and then fed me shit that would either get me like more worked up or give me some sort of motivation or something.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I just made the TikTok page.
Yeah.
I haven't liked anything on there.
Yeah, bro.
You know?
Yeah.
And they say that TikTok is one of the most invasive when it comes to like cross-platform
for
spying
real?
on you. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But I didn't realize to this level, dude. It analyzed our conversation, and then and the breastfeeding videos were gone.
First of all, the coming straight out the gate with the breastfeeding video is just weird as fuck.
Very.
And it's not like it's just like a random thing. It's not like, oh, like, you know, hot girls on TikTok, whatever.
Right.
It's like breastfeeding.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck? But yeah, bro, that's crazy. It happens all the time. And it's like, I just wish I could see how they're at, like, are they hearing our voices?
Yeah.
Are they listening, or is it like translated into text for them, or like to what degree is it like, do they know everything? I mean, everybody has said this with like the ads and shit. Like, if you talk about something, you can bet in the next like 15 minutes there will be an ad on your phone for it.
Yeah. Have you seen The Social Dilemma?
No.
It's a documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, I know
it's
what it is.
very good. You should definitely watch it.
Is it about that?
It's about that. So it's a portion of people who initially worked at these tech companies who helped develop the technology that they're now using. Well, these people had moral conundrums with the technology and they quit. Well, even those people will not admit that it uses the microphone to listen. Even those people still, they're like, no, it doesn't use the microphone. But
do they like beat around the bush, or do they flat out say no?
They say flat out no. No, what they say, what it is it's most likely correctly predicting your behavior based on many other data points, which, okay, I'm sure it does that. But I have personal evidence that it had no data points.
Well, yeah, you got to explain the data points then, because it's what do they have if it's not voice? What do they have other than your searches and things related to what you searched?
Likes, how long you looked at a certain video,
right?
What rabbit hole you went down.
Okay,
and then,
so if you're thinking about something that you haven't fucking looked up in 3 years, and then next thing you know, there's an ad on your phone, you can't explain that with the whole data point thing.
No, and I swear there's been times where I didn't even talk about it. I fucking thought about it. You know, but what they say is they use lookalike audiences, somebody who is the same demographics as you, like similar things. What the next thing they did was this. So this is most likely the next thing you're gonna do. All of it's just terrifying, isn't it?
that I was just gonna say that just gives me a really weird feeling, like having somebody be that good at predicting your or a computer being that good at predicting.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not somebody.
It's a computer.
This is artificial intelligence,
right.
like predicting our human behavior.
Right.
And we're in the very early stages of it.
I think a lot of that shit is really cool. Like, I think a lot of it is super interesting, and like, there's always good and bad to things. Like the internet. We were just talking about all the bad shit, but the internet's an amazing thing too.
Yes.
You know, it's like propelled our world forward, and it's been like for artists or individuals starting businesses or whatever, it's been a huge plus. You know, but and then like technology, like there's a lot of cool shit you can do, a lot of like cool medical advances and this and that, but it's also really scary to like the Neuralink and shit. Like, I think it's so cool. Like, it's so intriguing to me that this is actually happening.
Yeah.
But also it's like you're connecting a piece of like hardware to like neurons in your brain.
Yeah.
And it's like literally they're taking these little things and connecting them to like specific parts of your brain.
Yeah.
In order to like, so what are the possibilities with that? Like, once you get it in, what if they update it every whatever?
Somebody can hack it.
Right. Like, that's, so what the fuck? You know?
Yeah, it's terrifying, man. It's also, I feel the same way. I've always been like a technophile.
Yeah.
Like, I love technology. I used to get like Popular Science magazine, and I think there's a popular Popular Electronics magazine. I've always been into cool new tech.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, to circle back to the women owned business.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of my input to the businesses I do with Danielle is the tech aspect of it.
Yeah, bro, you are really good at that shit.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it also is very fucking scary that we're going to get to a point that we're not going to be able to tell the difference between virtual reality and reality.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to tell the difference between artificial intelligence and intelligence.
Yeah, that's like within our lifetimes, I feel like.
It could be happening now. There are bots on social media. There are texting bots. There are, you could be conversing right now with a person on social media that is not a real person. It is a artificial intelligence bot.
Right.
And there's this thing called the Turing test, and it's a test this guy came up with to see if you could tell whether something's a robot or not.
Right.
That movie Ex Machina is about that.
Yeah, that movie's amazing.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, that's an amazing movie.
It's so good. Which it's like, I like the movie.
Right.
Do I want that to be real life?
Yeah, like that's a little. Yeah, so like, Westworld?
I have not had a chance to see it yet.
Bro.
I've watched the preview for it. I'm so intrigued by the concept. You watch it?
Yeah.
What's it on?
I think it's HBO.
Okay.
HBO Max, I'm pretty sure. Bro, this shit, you would love this shit. It's crazy, bro. It is mind-blowing. Okay, so it's about this amusement park, right? And it's, the premise, right?
It's a virtual reality amusement park, right?
Okay, well, kind of, but no, it's even crazier than that. So it's not virtual reality. It's an actual like physical place that you go to, and you have to be very, very wealthy to do. It's like $1 million a day or something. It's very, very expensive. It's for the most wealthy people. And you go, and it's like the Wild West setting, whatever. So everything in the park that's living and not you is a robot, okay? So like all the people, all the women, all the horses, all the whatever animals there are, everything are artificial intelligence that look exactly like humans, but exactly like humans. Like they walk, talk, act, they bleed. So the thing is, like, you can go to this park and live out whatever fantasy you want. If you want to kill people, you can go kill people. And you can go shoot these robots. They die, they cry, they bleed. It's all super, super real. And then at the end of the night, staff comes, picks them up, repairs them, and then they put them back in their places for the next day. And they're on these loops, right? But the whole thing is about this one robot, Dolores, that is like outgrowing her loop and like getting smarter and like becoming truly like she's thinking for herself.
I think the word is sentient.
Yes. And it's like, it's just the craziest thing ever, bro. And it shows clips of where they build the robots, and it's like they have these machines that like craft the bones, and then they have like these rooms where they test the robots. So they're like these people are in there talking to them, and like you can't tell what the fuck is what. And it's like that is totally possible, or going to be possible.
Sometimes it seems like what we see in movies kind of sets us up for what's coming in the future. This movie, Minority Report, it came out in the year 2000. It has Tom Cruise in it, and he's like a pre-crime detective, and there's these 3 precogs that are in like this milk bath, and they have visions of murders and crimes before they happen, and they use that information to then apprehend people before they do the crime. Well, in that movie, they have retinal scans, and they get fed advertisements based on who they are. As he's like walking through this lobby, it's like, say his name was George. Hey George, here's a new razor for you, or something like that. This is 20 years ago. This movie came out.
Yeah, bro.
And that's what we're living now. Advertisements directed, tailored to us.
Yeah.
And so Westworld, is it called Westworld?
Westworld, yeah.
Who fucking knows if Westworld is like something they're fucking working on?
Bro, I think that like great ideas and like I think that a lot of movies come from people being like, I know that we'll be able to do this in the future, and what like all of like the sci-fi shit for the most part, like who would have ever thought you can get an implant connected to your fucking brain?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if we can do that, then the possibilities are endless. But yeah, bro, the whole thing with Westworld is like, you would love it, bro. I can't believe you haven't seen it. You have to watch
somebody
it.
told me about it, and I thought it was a different. I thought it was like West Wing or something. And then I watched the previews for it, and it looks insane. Here's a scarier thing: that for the wealthiest people in the world right now, reality is like that.
Right. Yeah. So, the thing about like getting out of trouble with money, is disgusting. Like the college admission scandal.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Did you watch that?
Yeah, there's a whole movie, and it's got the lady from Full House. Oh no, the lady from Full House is the one who it happened to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they have fucking that guy. You saw the Netflix documentary, right?
Yeah, I did see it. I can't remember all the specifics, but I did watch it.
Bro, the fact that, first of all, the front door is donating to the school, right? If you don't, like $10 million to Harvard probably won't move the needle, but $50 million and your kid will get in. You do a donation, it's unspoken, your kid gets in, And that's really disappointing, first of all. And then the backdoor thing, this fucking guy was photoshopping kids' faces onto sport athletes. The guy was saying, this person is an amazing basketball player in high school.
And they don't even play.
No. And he knows the coach of the school and says, hey, this name's going to be on there. He's not going to show up. Take his name off the list. Right.
Weren't the coaches also in?
Yeah, a couple of them. Yeah.
Getting money from it.
Right. They would all. And the sailing coach at, I think it was Stanford, he got roped into it and he went to jail, or I think he got fired from his job and everything. It was really bad. And he didn't even really know what was happening. The guy was just using him as a pawn. But I mean, they had these audios of that guy talking to these parents, and the parents being like, yeah, my older daughter's, smart. She got good SAT scores. I think she'll be fine. But my younger daughter, she's fucking stupid. Like, and it's like, bro, you and like these like high profile people paid this guy however many millions of dollars to like like it's so fraudulent. Like you're photoshopping somebody's face on a fucking football player.
Right. It's not just like a relationship of saying like this football player, like, dude, I know his family, you should get him in. It's like somebody who doesn't even play football.
Yeah, bro.
The funny thing about that is that the woman from Full House, her daughters they said that they were rowers. That they rowed sculls or whatever.
Yes.
Well, we found out about this while we were opening the rowing studio, and the picture that they used for her was her on a water rower, one of the machines that we used, and we're like, oh,
bro,
look, water rowers in the news.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, the picture that they fucking used to Photoshop it, they like these parents like fully orchestrated this shit, and like one of the guys was like, so, like, there's no way that this will ever get out, right? And he was like, no, never. Been doing it for 25 years. Like, he just gets donations and whatever. But I just can't believe that. I remember that ending and me being like super disappointed that like it's possible.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
anything is
and
possible.
what's the purpose? It's because when you go to these Ivy League schools, the opportunities in life are far more important. But then the other part of it is just because the parents want to be able to say, my kid goes to Harvard.
Right. It's like living through your kid in like but like in a negative way. Like also the only thing that separates Ivy League schools from the rest of them for the most part, of course they have an edge in some ways, but for the most part it's just their name. I mean, there's a lot of schools that you can get pretty much the same education, like level of education at
Yeah.
that you can get at Harvard just by, you know, getting in off the strength of like your grades and whatever. And it's crazy that it can really like affect like your resume, like Harvard as opposed to like FSU. You know, if that's on your resume, it's
Yeah.
like people are gonna go with Harvard, but like for what, bro? Like, you know that everybody knows that they take fucking donations to get kids in there. So
What does it even really mean?
right, exactly.
Yeah. I have this weird thing with like Ivy League schools, Harvard specifically. All the weird shit comes out of Harvard, you know, like all the shit that shapes our world.
Yeah, like
And-
studies and shit like that.
Yes, that and yeah, all the studies, right? The
Yeah.
scientific shit that we use as fact or
It's
whatever.
all college stuff. It's all
Right.
like college medical places. Or
Right.
whatever.
And those are all have weird funding. Not only that, but like China is like involved with all of that shit.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I didn't do what you did and pee before this.
You're
I
good,
need
bro.
2 minutes.
Yeah, you're good.
all
Do your
right?
thing. Yeah.
Please hold. Sorry, bro.
You're good, bro. No worries.
Yeah, man, the shit that happens in these Ivy League schools, it's like, you know, because they are also the ones that have like the secret, like skull and bones and shit.
Yeah.
You know, these fucking secret, what do they call that? Not a secret society. They're like these fraternities that have like really shaped our existence.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And the fact that parents can pay to have that kind of influence
Right.
is fucking weird.
Yeah, and it's just like I didn't go to college because I went to LA instead of going to college, and I've, you know, been doing music, and I was like, and I was gonna go to college. I was gonna go to Tallahassee. I was gonna go to TCC and then transfer because I got good grades in high school. I wasn't a bad student, but it wasn't gonna get me an FSU, and that was like my plan. And then that summer, like, you know, all like the numbers started going up on my music, and I was like putting out a bunch of music, and it was just like, I was like, whether I go to school or not, I'm investing all of my time into music. Whether I graduate with whatever degree or not, I'm still going to be pursuing music and trying to do music. And it's like, at this point, like, I need to go with what I feel like I want to do. Like, I'm going to waste this time and then owe money. And it's like, college is amazing for some people. College is, like, I don't think that college is some terrible thing. I think that it's great for some people and not worth it for other people. But, like, my sister, she, like, busted her ass in high school, bro. And she got into FSU and got all the scholarships because we couldn't afford to pay for her to go to college off, like, just us. She got all the scholarships, like, busted her fucking ass to go to FSU and like finish it out and get her degree and everything. And it's like, for people to like, I'm not one to say like, oh, the world is unfair. Like, people, you know, if people make money, they make money, and you can do things with money, and that's that, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate the rich people for being able to do shit that I can't with their money, you know. But when it comes to things like that, like of, I guess, like moral concern, it's like,
It's fucked up.
yeah, it just is like saddening.
And it's like, you know, because there's people who will say about disenfranchised or people stricken in poverty, like, well, pick yourself up by your bootstraps and you can do anything. And it's like, it's not true. Like,
Yeah.
they don't even have boots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They fell out of a vagina, excuse my crudeness,
Yeah.
in a terrible circumstance. And some people can, you know, come out of it. But if you have money, especially like generational wealth,
Right.
like you're straight. But the interesting thing too is that a lot of times, like, you know, no offense to anybody who was blessed to be born into a family that has years, centuries of money or
Right.
decades of money.
Right.
But often those kids turn into fuck ups, man.
Yeah, they do. I think that they feel. I think that there's this sense of like not worrying about shit, and like no matter how long I get fucked up for, I'm still gonna have this $1 million or whatever, millions of dollars, and like I don't have to worry about this and that. I don't have to worry about if I do something that will fuck up my ability to work, or if I get addicted to drinking or whatever it is. I feel like they don't have that like worry of like, what am I gonna do, or what if my life falls apart. They think with money their life won't fall apart,
Yeah.
and it's like,
And it ends up working backwards,
Right.
because, they end up strung out on drugs, or, just like fucking, just hanging on and riding, which, hey, I'm not going to lie. I fucking would have loved to have been born to fucking,
Yeah.
In a Trump family, or somebody who owns like GE
Right.
or something,
Right.
But what comes along with that often is the parents are very hands off.
yeah,
And you're like raised by nannies,
Right.
and sometimes like there's infidelity in the marriage,
Yeah.
and that fucks the kids up too.
I think that it's just like, whether you're born into a wealthy family or not, like if the parents do a good job,
Yes.
no matter how wealthy and how much shit you have growing up, you're not going to be an insensitive person if your
Yeah.
parents did a good job. You're not going to be stuck up and entitled if your parents did a good job. If you grew up and got everything you wanted when you cried, and it was like, everything was given to you, and there was no even talk about how, hey, I'm going to help you out with this, but you really should be doing this to get, whatever.
Yep.
Just those type of lessons, then it breeds like shitty people. And
And then these people end up running the world.
yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly, because they have this extra help. But it's like, I don't know, it always bothers me when people are like, oh, you were born with fucking money, like, fuck you. Nothing you do is worth it because you were born with money.
Right.
Or like, nothing you do is cool and you didn't work for it because you were born with money.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, those people didn't choose to be born into this family with a
That's
bunch
right.
of money. They didn't choose they didn't tell their parents, hey, get me everything and let's live in this mansion and this and that. It's like, that was their situation. They were fortunate. There's people that are not fortunate. The only thing that matters is if the person is cool or not, and if
Yep.
the person is a dick or not,
Yep. And like you said, that has to do with the parents.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting some sort of delivery here. It has to do with the parents, and it's excellent when parents instill certain things into their kids, no matter how much money they have.
Right, exactly. Yeah, my mom kind of like let me.
Sorry, dude. We have a kennel downstairs.
No, you're good.
Hey, babe, will you grab her? All right.
My mom kind of let me make my own mistakes, and like was very she just let me fuck up and learn from it from
Yeah.
like a very young age, and it really benefited me in the end, and definitely like matured me a lot faster than my friends, and like just she just did a great job. And when we grew up, we weren't poor by any means, but we didn't have a bunch of money. Like my mom couldn't like, there was times where my mom couldn't give me an extra $20 for the weekend, or like
Right.
couldn't like, and or like when there were times where we were like worried about money and this and that. And then so I went through that, and then also now my mom is remarried, and together their income is a fair amount of money. So
Right.
I've had that experience now too, where if you need something, for the most part you can get it.
Right.
Whether it's for them, for me, for my sister, whatever. And I think that regardless of if I grew up with that or not, having my mom parent me the way she did, I feel like I would still be the same.
Yeah.
And also the fact that I didn't always have that, it's much more
You can appreciate it much more.
Yeah, and I also don't take advantage of it like at all.
Right.
Like I don't like ask for things. I decline things if they're offered. Like I don't. It's just like knowing that it's there. You can really appreciate it.
Well, you are an exceptional young man, dude.
Thanks, bro.
I've
Appreciate
learned a
it,
lot
dude.
from you in the time that we've been friends. The way
Thanks,
that you
dude.
approach challenging situations with such poise and like a calm confidence.
Thanks, bro.
Is really impressive. And
You too, bro. You
well,
too.
I for a long time I would have this frantic approach to challenges.
Never once
and
seen you frantic.
well, because I hide it.
No, dude.
But I've seen you when, like, if we didn't have something, you're like, it's cool, we're gonna make it work. And I actually like really I picked up on it, and I
Good,
tried
bro.
to kind of live in that way. And
Yeah.
I credit that to you, man. I've watched
Thank
you
you,
do
bro.
it, and I think it's really powerful. Let's talk music, broski.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
So how did music start for you? What was let's go back to the early Dustin Hill.
Yeah. Well, my dad played guitar and like had his own. He was a glass blower, so he had his own shop, and he would like make beads and jewelry and shit. Actually, like the first real business my mom and him had was like making bongs and bowls and shit.
Really?
Yeah, glass blowing.
No
And-
shit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And so he had his own shop, and they would do jam night there. My dad played guitar, and then he had a few friends that would come and play, and like they would like cover songs or whatever. And whenever I would stay with him, I would be there, and I always wanted to like play something, so I tried guitar for a little bit, and then I started playing drums, and it just came like super naturally to me. So I started playing with them like for jam night, and it just progressed from there. And then I ended up going to like a middle school of the arts for drums, then a high school of the arts for drums, and like jazz drums and like big band jazz and shit like that.
Oh shit. Jazz drums are not easy to play.
No, it's definitely the hardest genre to execute like well.
Right.
Like people can play jazz, but it's hard to actually get it to sound like natural. And if you can play jazz, you can play anything else like easily. But so it was really cool to be able to have that like opportunity. And I was also like classically trained in like classical percussion as well, like snare drum, mallets, like marimba, xylophone, all that shit,
Sick.
So then and I've always loved hip hop and like R&B and just music in general, but those genres specifically. And when I was in like 6th grade, I just started rapping or like trying to rap, and I would just get beats off of YouTube.
6th grade?
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. I would just get beats off of YouTube and record it and post it on SoundCloud, and that was it. And then it just kept going from there. Then I started making all the beats myself, and then I started mixing and mastering all the vocals myself, and it just kind of went from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild that you in 6th grade you were recording your own music and putting it on SoundCloud.
Yeah, it was really bad, but yeah.
Right. Well, you got to start somewhere.
Right. Like that time frame, I've definitely released like over 100 songs in that time frame.
Since
like,
then,
well, like
or during
since
that
then
time frame?
more.
Oh,
but like
shit.
I took them all off because they're so bad.
Right.
Like if somebody types my name, I want them to see at least like this level of
Right.
quality. But yeah, bro, like I made so many songs.
You were
dude.
just pumping out content.
Yeah, because all I was doing then was also like writing, and I already had the beats, and I would just record it and send it to my drum teacher. Shout out to Adam Piccoli. He would mix all my vocals. He was my drum teacher, and he got me into Bach and Dreyfus. Like he trained me. He got me trained me on my snare drum solos and my mallet. So I never think about this time in my life. Like it's the first time I thought about this in a long time. But yeah, he would. I didn't want him to know that I rapped at first for some reason. I don't know. I was like embarrassed. And then my mom told him. And then he was like, he came to my crib for the next lesson. He was like, "Why didn't you tell me you rap, bro?" And he was like, like you definitely got to work on it, but it's better than a lot of people. Like send me the songs and I'll mix them so they sound good when you put them out.
That is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was really dope. And now he's like a pretty. I don't know if do you know who John Kay is? He sings the song "If We Never Met." You've probably heard the song.
Okay.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And my drum teacher produced that and like sent it to me before it was out and shit. Like it's
No shit.
he produced a song on T.I.'s new album.
What?
Yeah. So he's like an actual record producer.
Does he still teach also? He does.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he still does lessons.
And this was in middle school?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. He was like huge influence. And I still always send him music. Like if I make a new song, I send it to him.
Yeah.
And he like tells me, he's very straight up. Like he was the person who was like, "Yo, this shit is whack. Don't do this shit.
Yeah.
Send me another one or keep going.
That's
I don't like this
so
one. Keep going."
important.
Yeah.
So important, because when you're young and making music, a lot of times the people who care about you
Yeah.
want to encourage you, and they give you kind of a false sense of confidence.
Right.
And it's so important to tell somebody that you love and care about,
Right.
like, keep it up, but this one isn't it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like a invaluable thing. Like
Yeah.
you can't like, and also it like teaches you to really appreciate it and be proud of yourself when they do say this shit's dope, or like,
Yes.
oh, you mixed this. Like I remember I sent him, there was like a time I made this song Cup by Cup, and that was like a time where I was done with the song. I made it like in most of my songs I make in like 3 hours. Like I'll make the beat, I'll record it, and you know, like add shit, mix and master it, and then I'll listen to it the next day to make sure it's fine. But like for the most part, they're done pretty fast. And I remember listening to it and I was like, this is like a new level of like quality.
Yeah.
Like as far as the mix of the beat and the mix of the vocals and the writing and like how comfortable I sounded.
Yeah.
And that was like the start of that song, and then like forward was where I like stopped getting like 600 to 1,000 plays and started getting like 10,000 to 20,000 plays, or 20,000 to 50,000 plays per song.
Yeah.
And because of that like jump in quality, I remember I like took a break for a while and then I came back and it was that. But I sent him this song Decline, and he was like, who mixed this? Like who produced it and who mixed it? And I was like, I did. And he was like, you fucking mixed this shit, bro?
Because he had been doing all your stuff up to that point.
Yeah, well, no, so I wanted, when I started mixing myself, like wanting to learn how to mix vocals myself,
Yeah.
I didn't send shit to him. I just did it, and I would do it, and then I would send it to him, and he'd be like, dude, this shit sucks. This mix is fucking shitty.
Right.
And like I thought it sounded okay, but listening back now, it's like that sounded terrible. But that's how I learned. Like mixing vocals is hard to do. Like it's hard to get it right. It's much harder than like learning how to make beats and shit. And it took me a long time to get it right.
I'd say it's probably even harder doing your own vocal.
Yeah,
You
bro.
know?
It took me a really long time to get it to like sound like anybody else would sound.
Right.
You know.
What do you work in?
Well, I started making beats in Machine 2.0. And then, and I still do sometimes, but I switched over to Ableton for making beats for the most part.
And then you can use Machine as a VSTI.
Yeah, you can.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really use the Machine drum pad anymore. I just write in drums unless I'm like
you program the drums.
Right. Yeah, for the most part. Or if I don't, I'm using my little keyboard instead of the thing. But, and then I record vocals in Logic and mix and master in Logic.
Yeah. And you import your instrumental, your beat into Logic.
Yeah, I mix the beat in Ableton.
Yep.
For the most part. If I'm mixing for somebody else, I'd ask them to send me the stems of the beat.
Yep.
And then I'll import every stem into Logic and mix the beat first. And then have the beat be, you know, like radio ready, I call it, or whatever, and then bring the vocals in and mix them.
So when you do your own stuff, you bring in a stereo single track of the instrumental into Logic?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't bring all the stems in.
No, because I do the mixing in there. For the most part, like if I export a beat, shit is hitting. It's fire.
Right.
The mix of it, at least.
Do
you
do like the A/B testing where like you listen to it in the car, listen to it on your cell phone to hear it through different speakers and whatnot?
Yeah, well, I used to do that a lot more, and I think after getting to a certain level of like skill with it, I feel like I know, like when I get a mix to where I like it sounding in my Apple headphones, like AirPods,
right?
I am pretty confident that it sounds really good elsewhere too.
Because you've done it enough times that you know what it would need to sound like in the AirPods.
Right.
Is that what you use, AirPods?
Well, the first time I mix a song, I use AirPods because that's
really
First of all, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Like their sound on them is so fucking good.
Yeah.
And then also it's a lot of people listen to music in AirPods as opposed to other headphones.
Yes.
Right? And then also it's a really good indicator if it sounds, and I just learned this from like doing it myself. If it sounds good in the AirPods, it sounds good on my Rocket 8s, my speakers.
Yeah.
It sounds great in my car. Like,
Yeah.
if it sounds good on the AirPods, you're straight.
Yeah.
You know?
That's one of the things that I learned years ago. Like, if you can get the song to sound good on like a shitty little stereo,
Yeah.
not that the AirPods are shitty, but
No,
if you can
right.
get it to sound good on that, then it's going to sound great in other places.
Yeah, 100%. There's so much shit to know about like mixing and like frequencies and what the human ear can hear and
Yeah.
not hear and like all this crazy shit.
What I like about music is that it's like a little bit of science
Yeah.
and then a lot of bit of art. And sometimes it's like, you know, even the best engineers and producers will tell you, like, I just turn knobs till it sounds good. You
That's
know,
100%, bro.
because every song's different. You can't
Yeah.
just say, all right, on this song, I'm going to make sure that this is EQ'd to this and this is EQ'd to that. Like,
Yeah.
you have to, like, okay, you might have an idea of, like, well, let me start at this setting.
Right.
But from there, I'm going to just scan the fucking EQ
Right.
until I get that right sound.
Yeah, absolutely. Every song or every beat, at least when I'm making, like every beat has different frequencies that you're dealing with
Right.
that will like clash with each other or not. Like some beats, I'm making them and I have the main melody. I don't even have to fucking EQ it. It sounds fire. And then I add the drums in there. I just compress all the drums. I don't even have to fucking EQ them. Like the stock sounds are great.
Yeah.
Put the kick in and the bass and like just do a couple things and it sounds fire.
Yeah.
And I can like bounce that and that's when it like really flows. But then sometimes it sounds like shit for so long and I'm trying so hard to get the mix right and figure out what frequency needs to go or come out or whatever. So every single song is different. Every vocal take is different. Like how far away you are. That's why I have a hard time mixing for other people because a lot of people don't know how to record, or it's not that they don't know how to record, they're just not mindful. Like for my verses, if I can, I record the whole verse in one take. I don't split up takes like for
Punch-ins and stuff.
yeah, I try to avoid punching in as much as possible because first of all, it's hard for me to get that same exact tonality
Yeah.
and have it sound like seamless. And then also for like mixing purposes, because like naturally, if I'm rapping here and I go to the computer, and come back, I'm going to be farther or closer to the mic a little bit and it will sound different. And it's hard to mix like that, especially if you're getting louder and then quieter, or if like it's a hype part of a verse and you get super loud. It's like, and with me, like I know where like how close I need to be to the mic, what like volume I want to be at, and it's easier for me to mix that way. But
I always think it's really impressive when somebody is constantly punching in and it sounds seamless. Like T.I., to me, T.I. is like, he's like, does this all the time. What did we just lose? Oh, there we go.
back on.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
T.I., like if you listen to it, he's punching in all the time.
Yeah. Lil Wayne.
Right? And that has a lot to do with how he creates his music.
Right.
Right? He doesn't write it down. He just comes up with the next line
Exactly.
and records that.
It's a different process.
But when
yeah.
you're recording on the level that they are in these huge studios
That's
with
when you
an
can do it.
engineer,
Yeah.
and the engineer is in charge of, you're fucking with my lights, baby. There we go. Danielle's the lighting director. She's the director of all things.
Yeah, exactly.
But I am always impressed by that because I would have songs where I would want to have that approach to the vocal,
Right.
where you're kind of starting the next sentence while the other one's finishing,
Yes, yeah.
and it kind of has that feel. But
Yeah.
like you said, it's always so hard to match the vocal. You know, one trick I would do is start rapping along with myself.
Yeah, that's what I always did if I would punch in is
Right.
yeah, like start like a couple bars before,
Yeah.
start rap and get into the flow of it. But even then, if I was a little bit louder on that take, then I had to drag it down to a new audio thing and lower the volume on that one,
Yeah.
or even fucking worse, automate shit. So like draw the dots and have it like for this syllable be quieter, and then
Yep.
and it's like I'm such a fucking perfectionist. It pisses me off so much that I'm just like, fuck this. I do the verse over and over again until I like every part of it
Right.
and get it right. Like it doesn't matter if I do the whole verse and it's fire and I fuck up the last note that I'm singing or whatever on the very end of it.
Redo it.
I'm not fucking punching in, bro.
Yeah. No, I respect that, man. But it's funny because being a perfectionist and mixing your own music, that's why it's so challenging, because you can hear every little imperfection and you
Yeah.
hyper like focus on it.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody else were to listen to it, especially if they don't have a trained ear, which
Yeah, they don't
most
hear it.
people don't.
Right.
They don't hear it, you know?
a lot of the times when it's your own shit, the shit that you hear, even people that have a trained ear don't hear it.
Right.
You know, like even if like my homie Roland, he's a really amazing artist, and he will like, he'll send me something and he'll tell me what he thinks about this one part, if it sounds weird or whatever, and I'm like, bro, you're overthinking it. It does not sound weird, you know?
Right.
But you have to let go at some point. There has to be a level of like, I got to get this out. Like, I have to put this shit out, because you will hold on to it for fucking ever. There's never the right time to put out music. It's never, you know, there's no reason to fucking wait. If you have that song done, there's no better time to put it out than immediately.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever heard of the visual artist Beeple?
No.
This guy makes like 3D art that a lot of his, it's like animated visuals that people will use on the back screen at a concert.
Okay.
Like behind them, you know?
Right.
Well, for the last like 12 or 15 years, he does these things called one-a-days. Every day he makes a piece of artwork, and no matter where he is with it, at midnight, he posts it online. He forces himself to say, I could keep going forever, but I'm done.
Right. Some accountability, yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it not be done, but this is it. I told myself at midnight it's going online.
Right.
So, and I think that's a great tool to use, just like what we're talking about, because being a perfectionist, you can fucking redo a song over and over and over. And then sometimes when you do it too much, you've lost it.
Yeah, and you fucking hate the song.
Yeah.
And you fucking forget about it and don't even want to put it out at that point. Something that could have been so fire an hour ago.
Right.
That you're so sick of hearing at this point. But also there's like, I feel like I know when I'm like wasting time on trying to get it perfect, and when I like I can hear like, anytime I'm like listening to something after I like mix it, I can hear what needs to be fixed for sure before I put it out. Like if there's something, like if there's any like popping, or like if I make any cuts in the beat and there's like popping at the end of it, I have to like fade it, or else it's gonna piss me the fuck off. And it's like there's people that put out music that like don't care about those things, and it definitely gives it like an energy. It's cool, but it's not my thing. Like I need it to be like the easiest listening it possibly can be, like the cleanest listen that you can have. But there's a point where you have to be like, I can't fucking fix this anymore. I have to put it out, you know?
Yeah, no, I understand that. The worst thing is, though, is when you fucking put something out and it's like, now it's out and there's a part that you hate.
Yeah. I know.
And that's what you're battling.
I have a few of those.
That's what you're battling. And it's like, every time I hear this, I have to hear this fucking pop that I couldn't get out of there.
Yeah.
Or how I said a word. Like sometimes
bro.
what happens, because I get really weird with like, should it be an A or a the or a, you know, like a certain preposition word.
Right.
That when I hear the song, every time I've heard it after that, I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, bro.
Like the word I used there doesn't make sense. If I would have just changed that one word to this, that would all have made more sense. And sometimes that doesn't come to you until the song's already out.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, bro, you're an amazing writer. All the shit I've
Thanks,
heard, bro.
man.
Yeah, seriously. Like, really, you are. And
Thanks.
all that shit is overthinking. You know, like nobody fucking thinks about that. It's like, you just can't, like, I was listening to a fucking song of mine today, and it's just, I love the song. It's so dope. Mix is so fire. Like, I love the way it sounds. And I'm like, super hype on the beat, I'm super hype on my delivery, whatever, but there's this one part at the end of the second verse, it's so fucking annoying to me, and the song's been out for like 2 years.
Oh,
and it's
shit.
like, you know, like I've made peace with it,
Right.
but every time I fucking hear it, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
And it like really, really, truly bothers me to my core.
It like hurts your pride almost.
Yeah,
like
it's
other
like,
people are hearing
bro.
this.
Right, but that's the thing, like nobody notices it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like this one syllable that my vocal's a little bit louder than that, but like not noticeable.
Right.
And it bothers me so much.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I
know. You've been through the
I
same
get it.
shit. Yeah.
Well, I think this is a perfect segue. Let's play this record.
Oh God.
Yeah. What is this song?
It's called Faith.
When did you make it?
I don't know, bro.
Is it called Faith?
Yeah. There's one that's
No, this song, the song that I have loaded up.
The song, the music video. That
Yeah.
song's called Dreams.
Okay, Dreams.
Yeah, I made that in 2018, I think.
2018,
Yeah.
Dreams.
Yeah.
And it's a video with it. Who did the video?
My homie Sean Riller.
Dope. And
Yeah.
you filmed that here?
No, that was in California.
Which I want to talk to you about the California trip too.
For sure.
But let's play Dreams.
Okay,
It's called
bet.
Dreams.
Yeah.
So this is Dustin Hill, Dreams.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna turn up the volume. We'll hear a little bit of buzz, but that won't be in the final recording. All right.
Cool.
I see myself on the road every night, then step on the stage, on the lights that are blinding. If I could sleep, I would dream it in my head, but I'm wide awake, must be real that I said. I see myself on the road every night, then step on the stage, on the lights that are blinding. If I could sleep, I would dream it in my head, but I'm wide awake, must be real that I said. I pull up in the house, got that energy, yeah. Y'all should know that what you do ain't nothing to me, yeah. I learned to keep to myself, ain't no one I need, yeah. Calling me brother, homie, we ain't family, yeah. Oh no, I know, ain't no one I wait on. I know it's set in stone, been working way too long, I swear. Call me on there, don't matter where I say a prayer, and close my eyes, breathe in the air, I see myself on the road every night, then step on the stage, from the lights that are blinding. If I could sleep, I would dream it in my head, but I'm wide awake, must be real that I said. I see myself on the road every night, then step on the stage, from the lights that are blinding. If I could sleep, I would dream it in my head, but I'm wide awake, must be real that I said. Oh, y'all been acting new, I can't fuck with it, my dues. Been paid for 7 years, I'm in love with it, I choose to talk all of my shit, then come up with it, I do. Mean every word I say, I'm not bluffing it. Upside road, cooking up in the kitchen, West Green Street on some big boy business. Move, came a long way for the days in this new. Put you on gangs of the days of the new. If you're too afraid to take a chance, you gon' lose. Everything is right here and it's all up to you. True trust, get a whole game, indeed I must. I see myself on the road every night, then step on the stage, on the lights that are blinding. If I could sleep, I would dream it in my head, but I'm wide awake, must be real that I said. I see myself on the road every night, then step on the stage, on the lights that are blinding. If I could sleep, I would dream it in my head, but I'm wide awake, must be real that I said.
Fire.
Thanks, bro.
That's Dustin Hill, Dreams. That's sick, dude.
Thank you, bro.
I think a lot of people who are watching this probably, we have a small audience. They may not know who you are yet.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that will really get people to be like, holy shit, I need to hear more of this.
Thanks, bro.
The sound is just, it's just so like smooth, and you have this approach that's like, I don't want to say lackadaisical, but it feels very you sound so comfortable.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
That's a huge compliment.
Dude.
I didn't sound comfortable for so long.
Really?
Because
so
I was just
you know the
worried about
different
it.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like when you like really think about so that song is from 2018, and the only reason why we played that one is because it's the one with the music video to it.
Yeah.
I haven't filmed a lot of music videos at all.
Yeah.
But like that, there's things in like I love that song for what it is, but I feel like since then I've got like my newer shit is like I feel like the delivery on that is even more like just like talking my shit, and like I don't care, you know,
Yeah.
like this is what I fucking do. Like
Right.
that's how I feel about the new shit.
I think that's like looking back on the music I made. I was so like intense and intentional that
Right.
it didn't have that comfortable feeling. Like
That's
it's
how I
really
was.
aggressive delivery.
Yeah.
That like I wish, and you know, I'll eventually make music again, and
Yeah,
I
you
think
need
that'll
to.
be a focus of mine, of making sure that I just, you know, am in a comfortable pocket. You know.
Yeah, bro, that's huge. It's like not like I always say, like people feel like it doesn't matter a lot of the times what people are saying in the song, but if the feeling and the melody is on point and like the vibe you get from it and the vibe you get from the person's tone of voice is on point, then you're straight.
Yeah.
Like the biggest hits are not, it's just like a vibe. It's not people saying anything.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like this guy, you know, Mike Stud.
Yeah.
Okay, so his new shit, he goes by Mike now,
Yeah.
and it's like a whole new energy to it, and it's him not pressed about anything that
Right.
he's saying, and not like pressed about the perfect recording,
Yeah.
and just like being in the moment and letting it flow. And that's when you make shit that connects with people, is when you let it flow. If
Yeah.
you sit there and think about it for too long, first of all, you end up sounding stupid.
Yeah.
And then
It sounds forced.
right, and it's like that's not if you're doing music, it should be because you love it and because you know, like be intentional to make sure it's good,
Yeah.
but don't think about it too much.
No, that was I would say that was a, you know, I didn't know this while I was doing it. It
Right.
wasn't until I looked
Right.
back.
Yeah, you don't ever know why
Right.
you're doing it. Like I would listen to old shit and be like, this is fucking so, you know, I could feel myself trying to be something or somebody or whatever,
Yeah.
you know?
I think I did that my whole fucking career.
Well, bro, if you would fucking make some music now, it would be totally different. And
Yeah.
the music, so that's the thing. Like you and I think about those things because we make music, but the people that go listen to your shit are not going to think that. They're going
Right.
to be like, this kid's spitting bars.
Right.
You know? Like,
Right. Well, I
that's all-
appreciate that.
Yeah,
man.
bro. But if you made music now, dude, with all the shit that you've like learned in your life and how you've matured, I didn't know you then,
Yeah.
but I know you now, and I've known you for however long I've known you. How long have I known you now? Like, it's been less than a year, right?
Less than a year, but it feels like I've
It's
known
crazy.
you my whole life.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm going to show you this thing I have my friend Mole working on right now. I wish I had it loaded up in the computer, but I came across this TikTok or like Reels video the other day of this place called, I'll see it in the video, something House, Song House. It's these group of songwriters that make these videos where they pick 3 random words and then they have 30 minutes to write a chorus,
That's
right?
dope.
So one of those songwriters wrote a song and they recorded this. I'm going to hold it up to the mic and see if we can hear it.
I'm happy, but I'm grieving. As a fighter, as a fighter, I'm still on the fire. But if I'm
Dope. Dope.
on,
Yeah, that's fucking fire.
Dude, is that not fire?
That's amazing.
So I sent that to my homie Mole. Shout out Mole. And he's chopping it up for me, and he's going to make something so I can use that as the chorus.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
Um,
That's dope, bro.
And because, dude, when I came across it the other night, I just fucking started crying.
yeah, bro. It gives me chills.
Dude, I'll give you roses just hoping you don't see the weeds in my
Yeah.
garden.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, if I'm being honest, I'm at my darkest.
Yeah.
And then with the truth and being honest thing, I think
Yeah.
there's something there. I think I can talk about how I haven't necessarily gotten over the loss of my brother
Yeah.
and different shit. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that to come. And check out, let's see what they're called again. I think it's called The Song House. They are this group of writers that they do these crazy ass choruses. It's really fun to watch. They're super talented.
That's why but that's the type of shit. Like what is it? They have a time limit to make that? Like
30
they just-
minutes. Well, she had, I don't know if that was under that same stipulation.
Right.
She had that song.
Yeah.
She may have done it during that, but I think they just used that platform to showcase the chorus of her song. She's
Okay.
one of the writers there.
Yeah.
But there's tons of other videos where at the beginning they're like, all right, we have a random word generator here.
Yeah.
You know, apples, cheese, and tires, or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. We have 30 minutes to write a hook.
Yeah. That's
Um,
that's a great like practice, like
Yeah.
writing practice, and just like, you know, if you think about it too much, you're not gonna end up writing anything.
It goes
like-
back to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You got 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Fucking
exactly.
knock it out. And
Yeah.
whether it's good or not, do it.
Right.
Because this phrase I always used to say is you can always bake another cake,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
And you should be baking cakes all the
day.
time,
Yeah.
you know? So anyway, that's kind of something I'm excited about
That's
right
dope,
now.
bro. Yeah.
Hopefully-
I'm hyped to hear that.
Thanks. I got
Yeah,
it. It's
bro.
been a long time since I've written anything. Actually, I started writing a country song the other night.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, called Set the Mood. I'm going to set the mood.
Bro, I need to hear that, dude.
It's pretty cool.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it. That's fucking dope.
The problem is it's definitely like a writing thing than an artist thing. Like
Yeah, I
I
get
can't
it.
sing the song that I'm
Right.
writing,
Right.
but it was a fun exercise for me, you know?
Yeah, bro, for sure.
I'm feeling that itch these days, man.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do it. The like break in between when you do feel like you want to do it, it's a great feeling to like that's when you write like really good shit, is after you haven't for a while or you haven't been feeling it, and then you feel it. Like you wake up one day and you're like, I want to make fucking music.
Yeah.
That's when you end up writing your best shit. That's when you reach a new level of like execution or talent, you know?
Well, we've talked about this before, whereas like a songwriter, sometimes, you know, it's just like word vomit. It just comes out, it pours out of you.
Yeah.
Then you'll notice like, fuck, I haven't written anything in 6 months. Like,
Yes.
do I still even make music?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get that fucking itch or that spark.
Yeah.
And then you're like, do I make music?
Yeah, exactly.
This is the
bro.
best shit I've ever made.
Exactly. Yeah.
know?
Bust out like 5 songs.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's because like,
It's a natural thing. It's an art. It's art. It comes when it comes and it doesn't.
yeah.
You know, sorry, what were you going to say?
No, well, I agree with that. And I
Yeah.
think I have these weird thoughts about creativity and where it comes from. But I think if you are writing, you know, a lot of times you're writing from your perspective and you have to live life or
Yeah.
experience things
Right.
to talk about it.
Right.
You know, and you have to get inspiration. And sometimes you've tapped that inspiration well, like it's tapped.
right.
And now you have to go and live life.
Right.
And then get some perspective on things and have things happen to you.
Yeah.
And then you have new content, new perspective to write about.
Yeah, you need it. I mean, not even like, even if it's just like not even things happening to you, like good or bad, like even just going out, not doing anything but music
Yeah.
is you gathering like inspiration and experience. And it's like a subconscious thing. Like if I, you know, stop making music for 2 weeks and like just go enjoy myself and not even think about it, all the conversations I had, all the people I saw, all the people I met, places I went, whatever, all those things play into why I'm successfully writing a song after that. It's
Yeah.
like, it's even if it's like a subconscious, non-specific thing,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, you need to live life to do it. That's why like if you have writer's block and you keep trying to write, the best thing to do is fucking forget about it and listen to other music, listen to other people, other rappers, people you like, or people that like you admire their writing. And that's what you have to do, but you can't force yourself to do it, or else
What-
it sounds shitty.
You said that you had always liked rap music and R&B. What are some like early influences or inspirations for you?
Well, actually, I mean, I love rap and R&B, but I also love all other music. Like, honestly, bro, I think that the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance, that album, are you familiar with that album?
No.
Do you know My Chemical Romance?
And I'm sure I know many of
You
their songs.
definitely do. Okay, it's like this fucking serious, like, I don't even know what they are, like pop, punk, whatever. But bro, I literally think it's like one of the best albums like ever made, literally. And that's like a fully, like, you would not expect me to be listening to that.
Right.
But so I liked a lot of music like that when I was younger. And as far as rap goes, like, I mean, I was born in 2000. I was growing up when Eminem was like huge,
The
like
biggest
the
name on the
biggest,
planet.
right? Like Eminem, 50 Cent, those people are why, like Lil Wayne, Drake, Nicki Minaj, all those people are why I started. So like, it's funny, like people that are older than me are like, that's what you grew up on those people, but like
Right.
that's my reality.
Dude, I wasn't fucking born yet.
Right, that's my reality. Like people are like talking about like Tupac and Biggie and stuff, and like I respect it. I think
Right.
it's dope, you know,
Yeah.
but I don't listen to it. It's
Yeah.
not, that's not it's not my go-to for like leisure listening, you know.
Right.
I didn't grow up then.
Yep.
And again, like I respect it. I think it's amazing, but it's not really my cup of tea,
Right.
you know? And like I don't have any shame about saying that.
Who do you like to listen to now?
A lot of people. I like a lot of underground artists too. Like I like Felly a lot. I like Krush, Healy. But then like also Drake. Drake's
Yeah.
amazing. Wayne is amazing. Joyner Lucas is amazing.
So talented.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this dude Dax?
Yeah. Yeah, Dax is
Holy
dope.
shit.
Yeah, bro.
His bars are insane,
I know.
dude.
Yeah, he goes.
He's got this new song though called like Drinking or Alcohol or
Yeah, I
something.
saw that one.
It's totally like outside of his pocket, but it's
Yeah.
fucking good.
Yeah, bro. He's really good.
I
Yeah.
like Mod Sun, you know Mod
Love
Sun?
Mod Sun. Okay, so his new stuff. Oh yeah, Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Love his new shit.
Yeah.
I love his old shit and I love his new shit now. Honestly, I think it's weak as fuck that people are hating on the fact that it's so good. Like when you listen to it, it doesn't sound like he's trying to be somebody for the most part.
Right.
You know? There's a couple songs where it's like, that was a little cringy, but like, dude, they're amazing for the
Yeah.
most part. And
You know Mod Sun was instrumental in all of that.
I know. Yes, I know. They're like best friends.
Yeah.
And Mod Sun's new music is amazing.
It's unbelievable,
Like,
man.
he had a like kind of like a not an amateur sound, but like a not really like I feel like fully developed or like cared for sound, you know, like he didn't really care.
In his rap music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like the execution on his newer stuff is so good.
It's out of this world.
Yeah.
He's the one
writing-
album, the writing is insane.
Yeah, it's gotten like so much better.
The this one album, Internet Killed the
Yeah.
Rock Star.
Yeah.
Every song
I
is
know.
good.
I love a couple songs on there. that are, like-
Every song. I
Yeah.
played the album front to back.
Yeah.
Every song is good.
Dude, Prayer on that album, that song
Yeah,
is,
I think I know
you'll
it.
know if you bro, that song will like make me cry if
Yeah.
I really listen to it. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
There's one. Is it the There'll Always Be a Room in My House for You? Do you know that one? He's talking about his dad, and he's singing. I mean, it's just so fucking good. He's got
Yeah, bro.
another song called Bones,
Yes, Bones is great
which is
too.
insane.
Yeah, he's
Um,
fucking marrying Avril Lavigne, bro.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He wrote half of her new album.
Yeah, I'm sure, bro.
You know, have
And-
you seen his new documentary?
What is it called?
It's one of the last lines on his album. Is the name of the documentary?
I know what it's called.
Mod Sun documentary.
Remember
It's
Me Like This or
called-
something?
Yeah, Remember Me Just Like This.
Yes. Yeah. No, I saw the beginning of it. I haven't seen the whole thing though.
Oh my God, it's so good, man.
Yeah, bro.
It's
He also,
so good.
I believe it, bro. He posted a video. I don't know if you saw it, a video on YouTube of him talking about his addiction.
Yeah.
And like, so in that room, like,
Yeah.
just did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, so I watched the whole thing before his documentary came out.
Yeah. So did I.
and it's really compelling.
That song "Prayer" touches on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he uses a small segment of that in the documentary. His progression has been insane.
Dude, he glowed the fuck up.
You know, he also started off as a drummer.
Yeah, I know. His bro, on the new album, he's playing drums.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's very fucking good.
Like people say that they play drums or other instruments, like rappers and like musicians and shit like that, but like not like to the point where they can fully like back up a band and everything.
Yeah.
He's so good, bro.
Yeah. You know who else is like that is the one kid who has the new group with Bruno Mars. What's his
There's
name?
a new group with Bruno Mars.
Yeah, Anderson.
Oh,
Paak.
Andrew, yeah, bro. He's a legend.
You
like
know,
already.
That group with Bruno Mars. They're called. You don't know about this?
I
You've
didn't know there
heard
was
the
a
song.
group.
I think we talked about this. Anderson Paak, Bruno Mars group. It's called Silk Sonic. It's called Silk Sonic.
Silk Sonic.
Yeah, and they have this song called like Smoking Out the Window.
I've had to have heard it.
Yeah, you've definitely heard it. Let me see this. Smoke Out the Window. This is an interesting way to do this, right?
Yeah, works.
spent 45,000 up in Tiffany.
No, I never heard. But it's fire.
Kids running around my whole crib like it's Chuck E. Cheese. Whoa, whoa. I'm in the jam with an X-Man in the youth.
Yeah, that's Anderson
That's
.Paak
crazy.
and Bruno Mars. Yeah.
What?
And they have a group now together. Anderson
That's
.Paak, when I
dope.
first saw him, he was playing drums while he was rapping.
Yeah, bro. He is a really, really good drummer.
Yeah. It's funny the connection between being drummers and rapping.
Yeah.
You know,
a
I've
lot
heard
of
it said,
rhythm.
rhythm. And it's like a hi-hat. Actually, Mod Sun says that about the hi-hat over
Yeah.
the thing. It's like that's how you would put together your rhetoric of rapping.
Right. Yeah. Like if you play drums or like or if you're good at drums, it's all like every like flow you do or like different way you say words or where you stop and start. It's all like in relation to like how you would like do like fills on the drums or
Yep.
like whatever, it's definitely, it gives you, but some people just innately have that regardless of playing drums or not. you know?
Right.
But it definitely helps for sure. Like it definitely gives you more ways to think about it.
Right.
You know?
So when you went to LA, that video was shot in LA.
Yeah.
What was the story there? You went to LA to make it big, right? For your big break.
I mean-
because everybody says you need to go to LA.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't like, I'm going to fucking make it big and be like, I'm going to go to LA. It's going to be amazing. And this and that. Like, I wasn't like expecting that, but I have a couple artist friends in LA. I guess my friend Roland, he's kind of like my mentor, and he has been making music for so long. And he has like right now, I think he has like 70,000 monthly listeners, but he's usually like over 100K monthly listeners. So he's like, he has a real fan base and everything,
Yeah.
and he's fully living off his music. And he's like, ever since I was 16, he's been like pretty much like guiding me and helping me and everything. And I work really closely with him, and I mix a lot of his songs for him and shit. And he lives there, and other than that, we're very good friends. Like we have very great chemistry. And also like a friend of mine, Ray, lives out there that I did music with. And then also it was like, this is where everybody's at, like this, if I'm going to go out and meet somebody, it's going to happen in LA,
Right.
So if I'm like self-sufficient, I do everything myself. I don't need to pay for studio time. I don't want to pay for studio time. I can make everything in my apartment there and be doing the same thing I'm doing in Florida, but have more opportunity there. And I did that instead of college. That was like me going to college. It was
Right.
like
How old were you?
18.
Holy shit. So
Yeah.
you fly to Los Angeles
Yeah.
and you stay with your friend?
No, I got my own apartment in Burbank.
Yeah, sick. And were you able to create?
No,
Right. You told me it was just like here you are in LA.
it's terrible.
It was like
It was
nothing
terrible.
came.
No, dude, it was terrible, bro. It was a really good learning experience. Like, I'm like thinking about it now, like I'm 21 and I like felt like so grown at 18, but like I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, I lived alone in California at fucking 18, and I like just graduated high school and literally was all the way across the country, like just on my own. Like it was ridiculous, the fact that I thought I could like mentally handle that. Like I don't, some people can, but like now I would be able to,
Right.
But and I didn't like really realize that then, that it was like a big like shift in my head, I guess. I don't know, but I think I got there and just like froze. Like everything was on the line for me. Like I felt like that's when I started overthinking my music, and like I couldn't finish anything. I couldn't start anything. It got to the point where I didn't even start anything because I was just like already overthinking it.
Because
already
you have to make
assuming.
hits. I got to make hits.
Yeah, or just like, yeah, and also I didn't have any, like, other than those few people, I didn't know anybody there, and I'm not the type of person to go get shit-faced and go out drinking and shit.
Right.
So,
That's all I would have done.
yeah, so I just, like, it didn't appeal to me. So
Right.
I didn't really have any experience there, Like, well, one time I ended up, dude, I fucking got in, so this guy, I forgot his name, but he does scores for movies. Like, he did the score for Black Mirror on Netflix and shit like that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's so rich, bro. Huge mansion in Hidden Hills, which is like where Kylie Jenner lives. And I don't know how the fuck I got invited to this listening party there. And I drove a Kia Soul in California. It was my sister's car. and it had like a flower on the back and shit. And I pull up to the fucking gate of, this is like in Calabasas. So nice, right? Like, this is the type of neighborhood where they won't let you in based off your car.
Right.
Like, if you have a shitty car, you're not allowed in.
Right.
Because you can't be seen in the neighborhood. It's like an eyesore. Literally, bro. And I pulled up and was like, hey, I'm going to this address, da-da-da. And they were like, is your name on the list? Like, fully expecting for it to not be on the list. And I was like, it should be, you know? And they were like, okay, I guess you're good. And I went, and it was like the coolest shit ever. Huge mansion. He like took me into where he does all his recordings and shit like that. His son was the one having a listening party. So that's the type of shit that doesn't happen elsewhere. That's really cool.
Right.
And if you get in with the right people, it's a lot of opportunities there. So if you can simultaneously comfortably make your art and be a happy person there, that's amazing if you can do that, you know? But I just wasn't around any of my family. I was really young, and I just froze. Couldn't create. I
Bummer.
think I made like 3 songs there.
Yeah, but look what your career's done since.
Yeah, bro. It's everything happens for a reason, bro.
Yeah.
Like when I think about like times where I like thought I would be like popping by now, I'm like, things really happen when they're supposed to, because I was not ready for it then. I'm not ready for it now, and when it happens, I'll be ready for it.
Right.
You know, like I used to like be annoyed about that, or like be annoyed when I saw other people
Yeah.
that did less than me getting recognition faster than me. But it's like you can't like align your journey with anybody else's.
It's divine timing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, everything's going to happen when it's supposed to.
Yeah.
And even though you feel like I've put out my hottest shit, the next hotter shit's right
Right.
around the corner.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like right when the next song you make is done, it's like, all right, you got to make another one.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's better.
What's on the horizon for you? What can we anticipate from Mr. Dustin Hill?
Definitely new music. Just new music, and Sabrina and I doing that tea business, bro.
DFT.
We're going hard on that. I'm really trying to get that to a place where it's like self-sufficient and automated,
Yeah.
and be able to like freely do what we want to do, and freely make music, and like not have to have this level of like constantly doing it all day long. We're like nurturing it and like building it up, you know? Like
Yeah.
when we started, we sold it here and that was it. And now we're in however many places, and we like, you know, it's
Can't brew fast enough.
yeah, and we're like actually making money, which is like nuts. Like I would never, like I was nervous that wouldn't happen. Like I know people start successful businesses every day, but it just seems so foreign to me. I was like, but when it started working, I was like, that was when I was like, I can't work for fucking other people now.
Right.
You know, like now that I know that I can make X amount of money in this amount of time doing what I'm doing, you know, so it opens up a lot of doors, makes you think differently about shit. I don't know why I got on that tangent. But
Well, because I asked you what you're coming up with, what you're doing next, and
Yeah.
DST is a big focus of yours right
Yeah.
now because you're building a business from the ground up.
right. And
And-
I also love doing it. We love doing it. You know,
That's
we
good.
love Kratom. We want to do other like botanical teas and shit like that, some kava. So I enjoy it too. Like I take pride in the tea I brew, so it's cool to be able to sell it and like see people buy it,
Right.
you know?
And know that it's positively impacting their
Yeah,
life. you
yeah,
know?
for
Kratom,
sure.
Kratom can be is life changing.
Yeah,
You know.
100%.
Well, I just cherish our friendship, man. I
Thank you,
think
bro.
you're an amazing young man.
Thank you, dude.
Just oozing of talent and I can't wait to see what this journey is going to be for you, man.
Thank you, bro.
I'm always rooting for you.
I know, I can feel it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, bro. Seriously. And same
Absolutely.
shit to you, bro. You already know.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
I
dude.
appreciate it. If people want to follow you on your journey or join you on your journey, where's the best place to do that?
Probably Instagram, just
IG.
Dustin Hill Music.
Cool.
Yeah, super simple. Super
Awesome.
simple.
Thank you so much for doing this
Yeah,
today,
bro.
brother.
Thank
I love you,
dude.
man.
Love you too, bro.
Keep it up and bring us some more fucking DST.
Yeah. Got you. I got
All right. You guys, thanks for joining us in this conversation today. We appreciate you very much. If you like what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, hit all the buttons, do all the things. Follow Mr. Dustin Hill.
Yeah.
Go stream his music. Oh, yeah, Spotify.
Yeah, it's just Dustin Hill.
Dustin Hill on
Yeah, yeah,
Spotify.
yeah.
And we will see you next time live from Hakuna. Boolah.
Boola.